But yet the MAGA Republicans out there are saying the opposite. Why? Because as I've said before, and I say again, when he said make America great again, it was make America white again. But to start the show off today, I want to share with you a story, because we've been talking a lot about all of these migrants that the White House claims are gang members and violent criminals that were deported the other day. And there's a lot of personal stories, and we are learning of some of the names of those people because some of their family members are coming forward saying, wait a second, he's not a gang member. He's not even a criminal. He's never been arrested before. So one of those people that received zero due process is 24-year-old Francisco Jose Garcia. And his mother's been talking to the press, and his mother said that he's never been convicted of a crime and he has no criminal record. Now, footage that we've seen shows at least over 200, around 238 is the number that I've heard of, Venezuelans sent by U.S. authorities to this terrorist confinement center, which is a notorious mega jail. And Garcia is one of those people that's there. Now, the Trump administration says all these deportees are members of this Tren de Aragua gang, but they haven't provided any evidence of that other than some of these people have tattoos. His mother told the press that when she saw her son on television, her first reaction was, oh my God, it's him, gesturing at a picture in which a man is seated with his head bowed. Imagine if you saw that image of your son on television. And it's also been evident, and even the White House is willing to admit, that many of these deportees do not even have U.S. criminal records at all. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement official acknowledged that even in court documents. And in Garcia's case, his mother has disputed forcefully that her son was not involved in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. He left Venezuela back in 2019, first to Peru, seeking new opportunities, according to his mother, overlapping economic, political, and social problems in his country. Yes, he did cross illegally into the United States of America back in September of 2023. But his mother says he does not belong to any gang. He has no criminal record. He is not a criminal. This young man did not get any due process. The White House, to this day, has not provided any real hard evidence that any of these people that were deported are gang members, other than the fact, again, that they claim that they have tattoos. What type of country are we living in where human beings don't get due process? Now, listen, if the White House provided evidence, let's just say, of a man who was a rapist or a violent criminal who committed violent acts in this country, then I would be the first person to come on the radio today and say, okay, you know what? Some might argue that some of these people did not get due process, but I don't feel bad for rapists and criminals. But you know what? We live in the United States of America, where if you're in this country illegally and people in the Trump administration say you're a gang member because of tattoos, and they put you in one of the worst places they could put one, behind bars, where they're stuck in a cell with other cellmates for 23 and a half hours a day, I would say that's not right. That's not fair. Everybody deserves due process. But yet the MAGA Republicans out there are saying the opposite. Why? Because as I've said before, and I say again, when he said make America great again, it was make America white again. And they're proving it with their behavior every single day, whether it's breaking laws, not upholding the Constitution, not giving human beings, regardless of whether they're legal or not, due process. That is exactly what the Trump administration is doing. And they're continuing to do that. And there are many MAGA Republicans across the country that seem to be okay with it. Well, guess what? I'm one of them that's not. And I want to hear more of these families come forward. I want to hear more of these families tell their stories of their loved ones many of whom do not have any criminal records in the United States. Now, I understand they could have criminal records elsewhere, but why has the White House not released any of that information? Just like the White House not receiving information on all this fraud from Doge that we are led to believe that is happening across the country.